Welcome everyone to another video. My name is Hagot, aka Hags, and today I'm going to share with you the best ways of saving up to buy your first property investment, or even your second or third. I'd like to first of all just say thank you very much for 500 subscribers. I appreciate all of you following along in the journey, and stay tuned because I will be putting out more content on my property refurbs. I've just finished my bungalow one, so go check that series out, and the one behind me, maybe the new one coming up next. Stay till the end of the video where I have one tip which may surprise you all, might be something different that you haven't heard, and let me know down below what you think of it at the end of the video. Starting off with savings. Majority of you, I'm sure, work a full-time job, and I'm sure you all put money aside for different things, etc. You need to create a new pot. Yes, have some money for a rainy day, of course, but if you can put some each month into this new pot to fund that property investment, then at least you'll have an achievement to get to, which will hopefully push you on to actually put more money in there and to hopefully grow that to get that goal of getting that property investment. For me personally, yes, this might be controversial, but I would stop my pension completely. Yes, you heard it, I would stop my pension completely, and that money you would get, which would have gone to the pension, again, put that money into that savings pot. Because before you know it, that money is doubling up, and you wouldn't believe how much would be put in there, in that savings, should I say, to build, to get that property investment. And some would say this covers your future, this, that, and the other. For me personally, the age is just getting older. I mean, what is it now? I think 65 or something along those lines, which you can actually start getting that money out. And of course, it's not the easiest to get out anyway, but we'll leave that for another day. I won't get too much into it. So now, of course, you've got your savings, you've got your full-time job, etc. You need to do something more than just that. Unfortunately, that just doesn't cover it anymore. That wouldn't be able to build it enough to get that property investment. So my next strategy would be to find something you enjoy and create a service out of it. If you enjoy art or graphic design, etc., look to maybe edit people's videos. Look to create thumbnails for people's videos. Put yourself out there on websites such as Fiverr or even Facebook, etc., and just grow somewhat of a brand. You may not need to put your face in it, just show your work. Maybe provide a free service at first for someone to prove to them that, well, I've got what it takes and I want to prove it to you. And sort of grow it from that point, and of course, all that money put aside. And there won't be so much investment put into it because majority of it is the skill that you have, the skill asset that you have created. And this is something I've lived by for such a long time. I'm not the craziest risk taker out there. I mean, you've probably seen me buy properties, flip them left, right and centre. It does consist of a lot of money, but for me, I like to strategically invest in the right way, which minimises my risk, is the best way of putting it. So if you do have an investment, which you've seen, which you have the savings for, feel free to put that in. For example, if you're going to purchase stocks, for example, go for the more common ones. Leave your money in there for a year or two. Let that grow that way. Don't go for the penny stocks or, the little stocks which you don't really know about the company, you don't understand it. Go for the ones you know. And the one I'm sure you know most about is your high expenses. If you have a car on finance, etc., of course there's nothing wrong with that at all. If you enjoy cars, etc., go ahead and do it. But if you want to save up, if you want to create this future for yourself where you're buying properties left, right and centre, renting them out and all that, you need to get rid of that car that's on finance. For me, if you can't purchase a car in cash, it doesn't matter what level of car it is. It could be a car that's £3,000, £2,000 or a £20,000 car. If you can't afford that in cash, then it's not worth it. Because if you are looking to come to buy a property, that may be your downfall, having that on your head or your shoulders, should I say, to stop you from getting it. And that applies to anything with a high expense. Of course, if you can't get rid of it, leave it there, that's fine, you can't do anything about it. And finally, if you have moved out and you've already got a property, well, congratulations, because that's probably one of the hardest things to do. Then Would you ever consider maybe hopping from a property to another property where it needs some work doing to it? Which you can move there if you can possibly work remote, which a lot of people are doing and only go in the office a few times. Maybe you can go from your investment property to the next investment property and sort of bounce from each one. And once you've done that a few times, you'll be able to keep one, rent that out, while getting the other property, and then live in your own one. So it's sort of, that is a great way of sort of getting the ball rolling if you have already moved out and you've already got a property over your head, and there are of course a lot of outings going on with that property. So if you can find a doer-upper, which of course isn't inhabitable to the point where you can't even live in this thing, or there's no heating or anything, then feel free to get that done, get the works done to it, possibly flip it even, or look to rent it out, get that rental income, and then look to live somewhere else. And then of course, if you can document this stuff just like I am doing, you can even create a brand for yourself which sources properties for people. That could be another option. For me, if I'm going to source a property for someone, you can come to me and ask me and I can create that service for you. I'm not really going out there to tell everyone in the world that I'm sourcing properties for anyone, etc. It's more or less personalized if you'd like a property sourced for you. That's the best way of putting it. There's endless opportunities, and in all honesty, saying all this stuff, it's easier said than done. It's simple as that. But it's a matter of having the right headspace and putting your head down and working hard for possibly a year or two to really push the savings up to get into property. And then eventually you can sit back and look at what you've created and feel as though that 1 or 2 years that I took to myself was worth it. But there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, let me know down below. I've been Hagop, aka Hags. Don't forget the name, and I'll catch you in another video.